Gemini, how you getting on, guys? So we are back again for the last half of June, right? Okay, where has the time gone, Gemini? Where's the time gone? So I've got a song in for you, and it is Jamie Cullum, which is Drink, and it starts off, Truth isn't something I learn. I feel like there's something you earn. Restless and hungry for future stories. So, as the lyrics go, truth isn't something I learned. I feel like it's something you earn. Restless and hungry for future stories of days where we all live our lives in the graves. So what that means to you, I don't know. Okay, but it could mean something. Truth isn't something I learned. Restless and hungry for future stories. So anyway, that's enough of the rendition of the Bad Karaoke by Steve. Some people say, please sing a this. Okay. So how are you getting on, Gems? So let's see. So if I didn't say, this is for your last half, okay? But what energies are around for Gemini? Truth isn't something I learned. I made some big decisions in my life, Gemini, and you know I've got a Gemini moon, right? And I've got a feeling a lot of this is to do with career and work and all. Well, you know me as a reader, okay? This involves everything. Reconciliation. Come on down. It is time to reconcile with truth. It's time to reconcile with truth, because it ain't something I learned. I feel like it's something you earn, right? Reconciliation, it's not something that's spoken, it's something that's earned. The proof is proof. Proof isn't something I learned. I feel like it's something you earn. So I think that's where it's coming from. The proof is in the pudding. The proof is in the pudding. Someone from your past is returning to your life. The past is returning. So it's probably returning for a judgment call or something. But truth isn't something I learn. Truth is something that you earn. So basically, the proof is in the pudding. Okay, actions speak louder than words, and actions are what you show up to prove yourself to be. If actions have been of codependency or anything like that in the past, then we'll go through all that, because I don't want to go into a teaching segment like Steve does when he starts wagging his finger at everybody, right? But truth isn't something. I'll see if I can put that very soon. Very soon, Jim. Wow, we've got some good cards coming out, right? Clearly decide what you want so that it comes to you now. Okay, so here we go with Steve's let go of control issues. Right. So, relating this to a lot of things, and I've done some readings for people, and you might be watching this, and people's Sun, Moon and Rising and Venus, and I kind of see a lot of different. It's like when I look at these cards and things in general now, I just see like blonde and brunette and like steak and chips and a little bit like looking at the Matrix, right? But codependency, okay, codependency, and because you have to let something go to let something in, right? So when it's to do with work or love or career or finances, anything like that in general, we all have karma, and it's not bad karma. Everything is all good karma, because it all becomes good in the end when the proof is in the pudding and you rise up towards your rising sign of what manifests after time after time after time. You manifest, it didn't work. The proof is in the pudding of what you rise up to be, of what, when you're not codependent and you are reliant on yourself being independent, then you are not independent to anything that keeps you stuck. Okay, so when you're not stuck, you're free up to do what you want. Okay, so your energy becomes free. Okay, so then you can probably reconcile with things. Or if it's to do with energy, then money or jobs, all that become more clearly, because we have to have endings for beginnings. Okay, so we have to learn to let things go, to let things in. Okay, but the proof is always in the pudding of what you manifest after a period of time that comes into reality through your moon sign of how you learnt by the mother and by the father and by society and by words, speak, actions, everything, count reactions. The proof is always in the pudding of what you learn to become independent from the mother of speech. You know, the moon actually gave life. The moon gave life. The moon gave us oxygen through to the corals, and it gave life to trees, and oxygen, produced oxygen. And then people seem to fuck that up by talking shit, right? They talk shit. They talk shit, and they prove. And then, well, it's true. You know, it's true. It's truth. You know, because what we do is drunken love, right? drink, but drunken love. So what we do is the fact that because people project out what they say and what they do and their actions and counter reactions, it puts that out to the outer rims of reality, and God always says yes, okay, or Spirit always says yes. Oh no, I really don't want to let this go. I really don't want to go at work today. Oh, okay. We'll give you that. Yes, sure. Yeah, but I don't want to. Sure you do, because that's what you're asking for, right? So you get what you're asking for. The proof is in the pudding. So it's about changing things up and changing your energy to be more independent, because when we learn the souls that we are, okay, that's where we start to manifest. Obviously, clear thought, clear vision, clear sentient, clear audient, things become clear. We've understood our karma, and that can either be, well, altogether, you learn lessons about ourselves, right, Gemini? So, anyway, coming out of that, let go of control issues. So, people are going to be all over the shop, because this is going to relate to Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus, and we're going to go into the bottom of the deck also. So, let's have a look, Gemini. Boom, Gemini and a pie. So, somebody just got into a little bit of an argument with me, okay? And if you are cross-watching, this gives me a chance to say. Now, it wasn't exactly an argument, but there you go. The proof is always in the pudding. When you read a text, okay, or something like that, a text message or anything, it can always be misconstrued, okay? So tone and speech is always important, but sometimes we can misconstrue a text message or anything that comes through, right? So I got a message by someone that told me when this appeared up here in the Aries reading, okay, that this was Aries, right? One, it's general. So this can mean anybody. It's not a star sign, right? Now, the reason why I picked this up as Sagittarius is because of optimism, because of the black cat, meaning that the black cat has connections to the occult, meaning spiritual, right? Which means open, optimistic. So for me as a reader, I would pick that up as Sagittarius. But this can mean friends, it can mean family, and it can mean people around you, and it can mean court. It's not a general star sign, but it is a queen. So it's the receiving energy. So the reason why I pick it up as mainly Sagittarius is because it's open and mutable to receive messages. Doesn't mean good or bad, but generally that's what I pick it up as Sagittarian. Optimism, right? But optimism can be anything, because you've got to have action for optimism. You can have loads of optimism being a Sagittarius or an Aries or anybody, but you have to have action behind that in order to make things come into reality, right? So, Queen of Wands. So you could be interested in either a Sagittarius, Aries, or Leo, but it's part of your karma. It's the first card out, meaning that there is something that has changed within an energy shift of optimism. So if you've ended something, okay, anything in your life, and this can be a job or a family situation within karma, because we are all related within soul groups, and this is why I don't pertain it always to one love situation, because it is not possible. Because your Vedic charts, like Vedic chart, right? My rising sign is Libra, right? But my moon sign, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. But having optimism and your karma card, meaning that there's an energy shift and it's changed, meaning that something in your soul group of your lessons of your what's most important, which is like money, finances, career, family, jobs, it's all karma, it's all parts of growth and learning, and it helps more than just a soulmate relationship, you know, because everything that you can't see is what tells you everything, okay, which are your soul groups. So staying optimistic because you just ended something, because of letting go of control issues, staying optimistic. There's been an energy shift, and it could be reconciling with the past or someone new, and it's very soon. Clearly decide what you want so that it comes to you now, which meaning changing your thought process of feeling optimistic about the future. Now, I did also pick up on for you, which was just before I started doing your reading, which was 1616. I picked up for myself, but it was when I was doing this reading. Now, angel number 1616 talks about work and money, okay? And it talks about that your angels are at work behind the scenes, divinely guiding you in order to go on this direction. So if it's about work or money or love, it means that you are divinely protected, but they are working on what it is that you're asking for. That's why it's clear communication, keeping things as letting go of control issues, okay? Things are ending and things are beginning. Doesn't mean completely, it just means that there's an energy shift. Optimism. So stay optimistic about it, okay, Gemini? So there you go. There's optimism for you. The Eight of Pentacles, very spiritual, where we listen to the higher realms of angel numbers, picking up on synchronicities. I also picked up on, what did I pick up on today? 1111 and 0909. Okay, it's on my phone. I took a picture of it. I normally do, but this is where we pick up on synchronicities of numbers. So you must, and I did, when I had to make this decision with my work and things that have happened with me, I now do something independently, right? There's a lot gone off for me, and fuck it, I'm out, I'm done, and I now do something independent, right? So you have to ask, and you have to ask Spirit, is this the best decision for me? Can you give me messages, guidance, and they work behind the scenes, and then before you know it, your intuition kicks in because they send you messages, right? But this also might be a message that you've missed, or that there is a message, because it also means messages from someone, that you're working on a message, or someone's working on building something, okay? But it's also listening to the higher realms of Christ. 8. So your intuition, it's growing, you're building something, you're working, you're creating, you're trying to build, you're working really hard. Some of you might be working very hard at trying to build something, maybe with the Sagittarius, or they're watching you work hard, or there's something to do with a message, because 8s do mean messages of talking, but someone's not talking, they're actually working. Someone's not talking because they're working. It's like I've turned my back on messages because I'm working. I'm having to work on a project, I'm doing a project, and I'm now concentrating on, like, me, which is my intuition. 8, of what my intuition's telling me, right? Optimism, staying optimism. Well, there you go. So you've got independency. Great. Independency, let go of control issues. So you're working. This is great for working, because it means that you have probably decided to work independent for yourself. Okay? If it's not, it means that you're free and that you're single from your karma because you've learnt something. 9. There's the lesson. But because other cards can mean different, this means the 9 of Pentacles, which means that you are being rewarded with something. They're working behind the scenes to give you what it is that you want. So you've learnt, your energy shift. Hopefully your mind's changed into the point where you know now, well, I'm not codependent on anything because I'm not being controlled by anything. Okay? Trust me, I've made those decisions in my life. I don't work for the government anymore. I work for myself now, and I feel free now that I can do things. Okay? So I can give what I should be doing, which is my spiritual calling, and be in alignment with that to give attention to what I love doing. Become in alignment with what you love. Okay? So a Sagittarius might be like looking at you thinking, bruv, right? Because you're now independent. But we'll see how that plays out. Because it's great either way, right? Because you can't project out blame or stupidity, because this is someone that is socially active, but also socially mature, but also single and independent. So you've learned a lesson about codependency, which is great, because either which way around you want to look at it, whether it is a Sagittarian energy or not, right? You've gained optimism and wisdom and optimism through whatever this. So if you're whoever can mean Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, right? Or just the general energy. But whatever it is that you've learned something about optimism and materialism. Optimism and materialism, meaning that some of you could be like wanting the finer things in life, that I want something more that's independent, meaning that to be independent, you've got to meet someone that's independent and not codependent. That might be why let go of control issues is here. So it depends. If you are on this scale of, you're like, listen, Steve, no, bruv. No, that Sagittarius has done my head right in, right? Okay, so that can mean karma card. What goes around is that someone could still be codependent on you because you are independent, right? Independent. So you could have codependent and independent. Not everybody, some, or all. Who knows, right? Probably a mystic. So there you go. Being optimistic and mystic. Okay, so listening to spirits and saying that yes, you're working extremely hard. We can see and we can hear that you're doing that. So whoever can see, right? Spirit can see that you're working hard, right? On a project, on a thing, and that you are now independent from being codependent. So happiness, building, creating. 1111, again, calling, 1111, you can have the dark side of 1111 or the light side of 1111, but it doesn't matter, because either way, karma's always good in the end. Everybody gets what they're owed, and everybody gets, if they're not owed, they don't, but they learn in the end about being independent or codependent. Some people continue to go back, right? It doesn't matter, but this is like finding happiness within the home, relaxing. This is such a relaxing card, right? Because you don't have stress and worry anymore. Because something's happened where you're like, well, now I am free. I'm free. I'm trying to think of the song again, right? There must be something I learned. Future stories. So this is the story of a lifetime. So, 6 of Cups, and they'll go, oh my God, this is my soulmate. Right? Or family, or children. But return of the Jedi. Return. So either way, you're getting a return, right? A return. So that doesn't just mean a return from my soulmate, it can, but it means a return, a reflection. So something is being reflected to you through one or so your dreams, but you're being rewarded something by a return, because the energy is positive through here, being independent. It's separating these energies, where it's a lot to do with home, a creation, anything that's like this, or like arts and crafts, or like literally moving house, or the 1111 soulmate. You've got 2 soulmate cards here, or this twin flame saga from out of third dimensional realms of this. Sorry, Gemini, but it's an alignment. You're in alignment with whatever it is that you're doing, pretty much. Whatever you're doing, and whatever you're doing well, you are now in alignment with what you're doing now, Gemini. Whatever it is that you're doing. You've just got to call 1111. I got it today, and I got it yesterday. I got 1111 on the 11th, right? And then today I picked up on 1111 on the 12th, right? So synchronicities, numbers, following the calling, saying that you are being guided towards, or a soulmate is being guided towards you, because they probably now see your worth, self-worth, self-love, self-respect, value, the value of things, meaning that the appearance of pride, it's not always about that. It's about your values, your traditional values. So it can mean Taurian energy, right? It can mean, like in Vedic, right? Forget what your name is, Gemini. I want to know about Vedic. In Vedic, my moon sign is Gemini. In Vedic, my moon sign is Taurus, right? Taurus. So, it can mean Taurus, but it can mean Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn, okay? But, so you go from 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. 7, 1 is 8. It reflects itself again back. You go from the 8 to the 9, and it adds up together as the 8, right? 8, meaning that you are in complete and utter alignment with whatever you're doing. Whatever you're doing, you're working hard on a project. You're trying to build. So we'll go under the deck, which is feeling optimistic. Optimistic, it can mean like traveling, or it can just mean, right, now what I've done is I've made a decision, because I've come from this, I've made the decision, and I've arrived at home. I've arrived home. Someone might be wanting to come and see you or visit you, right? But it pretty much means that you've made a decision. You've gone from the 3 of waiting, and you thought, fuck it, I'm not waiting. I'm gone straight to the 4. So you made the decision and you've gone straight to the 4, or they have, right? Vice versa. Wow. Leo energy, but children energy, or optimism and soul growth, right? Money coming in. Someone's holding on to you like a vice grip, or you are saving money, or you're building money, or someone wouldn't release something. And then payday, money, 10, also a lot of like finances, families. And you've got Aries and Leo showing up at the bottom also. Aries and Leo for some of you. So there was the Aries card. So The person, if you're watching it, that could mean Aries for you. For some others, it might mean Sagittarius or Leo, right? Because you have Aries and you have Leo, right? Sorry, Gemini. So, let's see. So, we're going to do exactly the same as what we are. Now, listen, Patreon, a reading, personal readings, okay? If you want a personal reading, I've had quite a few, and they've been a lot, and very enlightening. For some people, I've had some very heavy readings, man, very heavy readings. But they have given them a lot of insight into their situation. And it is, I can kind of see it here, but it's not really the same. It's not. It kind of is. So I can tell, you know, if you have a personal reading, they can be completely different on your circumstance, right? A tarot reading. But Patreon, you can run ragged on Patreon. You can have access to everything. As a lot of you have heard me say, or newcomers, Patreon is open where you can have access to all of your monthlies and all of the bi-weeklies and weeklies that I've already put over there that I'm going to continue to do throughout the month. Like subscription gives you access to everything, and early access to the monthlies that I'm going to do halfway to quarters away through the month. You'll have early access to those. If not, and you want to watch this on Patreon, you can still do that with your monthly if it's still there and you haven't seen it, or if you want to watch your bi-weeklies, they're still in the bi-weekly folder. But hopefully I'm trying to transition everything over to Patreon, like I said, through the last one, okay? I'm going to put loads more other stuff of teaching segments that I used to do, and I'm going to show you what I used to look like, which is a complete tit of myself, but but I'm going to put some other stuff up there, so there will be loads of things added to that eventually when I get going. But I'm trying to run so many different things at the moment and get things organized. But if you want a personal reading, information is in the description, and all the readings will either be on Patreon or Vimeo, okay? And then we're going to look at this, and then we're going to clarify everything. But trust me, the Patreon and the extended readings, they really come into fruition, and we see exactly what all the story's about, and we go over it, okay? And sometimes they last for a while. So we'll go over that on there, and hopefully I'll catch you again soon. And that is also your song, Drink by Jamie. I can't even say it. I must be drunk, right? Someone's love drunk. But we'll see. Okay. All right, Gemini, peace.